Hello badminton fans and welcome to this 2019 test session of Badminton Racket Review, and this is racket number, let me check, it's been so many rackets now I don't remember. We are on racket number 650. Wow, 650, it's amazing, it really is amazing. Today we are testing a new brand for Badminton Racket Review. This is now our 19th different brand or 20th different brand. This is an Oliver Eplon X12 Air. Now I would not imagine many people are very familiar with Oliver, certainly not in Europe and the UK. There is an Asian branch I think where they originate from. So the Oliver Eplon X12 Air, this is quite a unique review because we haven't done Oliver before, and I don't think Oliver has been reviewed properly, full stop, or had much exposure to the market in the UK or Europe for that matter. Now normally at this point we would talk about availability and price, but I want to come to that in a minute. First I want to talk about racket specification and compare the manufacturer's racket specs to our own tested E-zone specs. Now I can tell you straight away, if you are a fan of data, like to know everything, there is absolutely zero on this racket in terms of information. So Oliver, I know you're going to watch these videos. First piece of advice is consumers do like to have basic information written on the shaft like all other manufacturers. So we were talking about balance, we're talking about shaft stiffness, we're talking about overall weight, we're talking about the grip size and where it's made, even the material it's made from. There are so many people who have commented when we fail to write down what something is made of. Also the string tension, we don't have a maximum string tension written on here, so we put in some time prior to overcome that, because we knew this would come up. And what do we have here? Right, so I can tell you first of all what we don't have. What we don't have is the website. Oliver's own website does not tell you the it says in terms of the material, it says it's a nano Eplon trademark, which means we don't really know what it's made of, and that is pretty much all they tell you on their website. So again, Oliver, it's not enough information for people to take this seriously and buy it. Fortunately, we do have the E-zone test results. Now, first of all, the maximum string tension on all of the three Oliver rackets we've tested the Eplon, we've tested the Omex 800 and the Plasma TX3. They all have a maximum string tension of 28 pounds. Now let's go from the weight, the overall weight of this racket. I don't know if this grip, because this is obviously being used by one of the Oliver reps or employees, so this is how we receive the racket. We have not made any changes to it, so this may affect the overall weight, but Oliver claimed this racket weighs 93 grams. Guess how much the E-zone weight test brought it in at? Yep, what you're seeing is absolutely correct. It weighs 100, well, near enough 101 grams. That's got to be one of the heaviest rackets. You know what? While you are watching this video, I am going to quickly go in to the E-zone at Badminton Racket Review, and I'm going to put in minimum racket weight 100 grams and do a search in the filter box, and I'm going to tell you right now, from all the rackets we've tested, we have five rackets in the entire history of 600 and I don't know what we're on, 660 odd rackets that we've tested. There are only 5 that go over 100 grams in weight, so that tells you something about the general marketplace and demand, I think. So as I said, 100.9 grams in weight. The balance point of this is very head light. Okay, so the balance is definitely in this direction, and with that kind of weight behind it, it needs to be in this direction. Okay, and that is a head-light balance. And now in terms of stiffness, the shaft is actually quite stiff. It's actually quite a stiff shaft. According to our testing, it's very stiff. Right, availability. So the only place that when you do a Google search on these, the only place that sells them is Oliver themselves that we could see. Now we may be wrong, and as far as we do understand it, Oliver do ship to Europe. Now we will try and put these on our racket website, www.badminton-racket-review.com. If you are interested in purchasing one of these, because at the moment it's just so difficult to make a purchase of one of these rackets. Now comes the price. This racket is priced at £159. I think that for a company that's trying to enter into the marketplace, 159, so pitching it directly against the best of Victor, best of Leaning and best of Yonex is brave at the very least, especially if the racket weighs 101 grams. That said, despite its weight, they have done a really good job in the production quality of the racket. I have to say, it's this one has been used by, like I say, one of the Oliver employees. It has wear marks on it, but we can see from the paint quality, we can see from when we've tried it on court, it's very stable to use. So whether that justifies £159 or not, I'll tell you at the end of this video. Now in terms of design, the graphics are really nicely done. There's some sort of metallic paint going on here. They've got Oliver's logo in the middle there, metallic, and some metallic parts put into the head as well, with air printed on the inside of the head here. Outside of that, it's a fairly plain design, matte sort of black. It's a matte black kind of design. It's not bad. It's certainly not Kawasaki-esque or Victor-like or Goosen standards in terms of absolute perfection, but it's okay. It's okay. Take a look at these close-up shots and see what you think for yourself. Okay, specifications are done. Let's go to the E-zone. Okay, so before we start our E-zone testing, what do you need to know about how we test our rackets? Well, first of all, we use the same shuttles, the Yonex AS30s on all tests. We re-string all of the rackets with Yonex BG65 at 25 pounds tension, and it's the same player taking all of the shots. Right, now you have some basic understanding of how we test. Let's move on to the smash test. The smash shot that you're seeing here, and for all of the rackets we've tested within Badminton Racket Reviews E-zone, we take generally 6 shots. We take the 2 highest racket shuttle speeds, and we average those to give us a overall speed. If those two readings are not within a certain percentage of each other, we then retake the entire test. This shot measures the shuttle speed coming off the racket head, and also if you go across to the E-zone, you'll see a picture similar to the one you're looking at on the screen now, which accompanies every single racket within the E-zone, so that's nearly 650 or more rackets, with this kind of smash JPEG showing you the racket head speed, the shuttle speed, the distance, and the approximate repulsion of the racket. Okay, now we're going to do an E-zone maneuver test. The maneuver shots was designed to tell us about the racket's acceleration abilities, its ability to shift from one direction to the other or shift quickly from nothing to full speed. It also tests the racket's aerodynamics. In this test, the player is sitting still with the racket, and once the shuttle is fired, we measure the shuttle speed to ensure we have consistency within the tests, so it's coming at the same speed all the time, or roughly the same speed as much as we can control anyway. And then the player reacts once the shuttle is fired to hit the shuttle, and we are measuring the head speed of the racket during that test. Okay, so they're done. Now it's E-zone control test time. The control test is a simplistic test. We've thought many times if there was any other better way of creating a test where we are focusing on the control of the racket and able to score it, and we so far haven't come up with anything better. So this control test is essentially a test where we have 14 shots taken. You're not seeing all the shots on the control video. We generally film half or less of the shots taken. The green bucket here scores maximum, the grey scores slightly less, and anything in the net or out scores nothing at all. Okay, so all of the E-zone testing is done, court testing is done. So what do we think of this Eplon X12 Air? The key things to note are just looking at all our test results here, I would say that it's number one, when you're using the racket. I've tried a lot of heavy rackets during the years of this testing, and some of them just are arm breaking. You just feel like, oh my god, this is just a nightmare to be using. This racket, because of its very head-light balance, actually is manageable, and you do get fairly easy clears, although the weight starts to become notable fairly quickly. It's very good at control, so if you're looking to control the shuttle a lot, so I would say again, because of its weight and the way it moves, I think it would suit a singles player really well. I don't think this would be my choice for doubles, but for singles I think it works because of the weight, because of the control. So you've got nice tight drops coming in, tight net shots coming in, and then your clears are fairly easy. It has good power, but a 100-gram racket generally would deliver, purely on the weight factor, would deliver on power. So all things considered, I thought it would be a more powerful racket than it actually is, but nevertheless it can deliver a good smash. All of the areas, as you might expect, reaction areas that need quick movement, defense, drive, it needs improvement. If you want to know absolutely everything about this racket, you need to go across to the Badminton Racket Review E-zone. If you're not familiar with the E-zone, E-zone is where E-zone is the platform that has been created by Badminton Racket Review to compare rackets across all of these 19-20 different manufacturers. and where we will give you each racket page. Each page for each racket is really detailed, and in that now there is a members only detailed video review, really talking about each area in much more detail. So, you know, overhead shots, drive shots, smash shots, defense, control, propulsion, all of that is mentioned in a lot more detail. What we're doing here today is giving you a short synopsis and an overview if you're looking to buy it, so you have an idea of its main advantages and some of its disadvantages. Thanks again for tuning in today. Your support is absolutely totally appreciated, as it has been since we started, and it's so encouraging to see the growth across the world. How many different corners of the planet Badminton Racket Review is now reaching is absolutely amazing. If you're not familiar with the Badminton Racket Review E-Zone, we will be putting on a short 2.5 minute, 3 minute video at the end of this video, so you get an idea of what that's all about. If you're already an E-Zone member, thanks for tuning in, thanks for your support. Do press the like button and do press the share button. See you on the next video.